Today's last video about Ukraine-Russia conflict with several updates for you. Talks start between Ukraine and Russia. A few hours ago, talks did happen. Secondly, in Chernihiv, locals blocked Russian tanks, unarmed locals. What did Russians do? Thirdly, EU has announced a new set of sanctions against not only Russia but also Belarus, Russian ally. Fourthly, Russia has put its nuclear forces on high alert. Does Russia intend to use its nuclear bomb? And fifthly, Mariupol, an amphibious assault on Mariupol could be underway in coming hours. It could start in coming hours. Intelligence officials have monitored the movement of Russian Navy in the in the Black Sea towards Mariupol. Firstly, viewers, talks have started between Ukraine and Russia. A confirmation, Ukraine today agreed to hold talks with Russia on Ukraine-Belarus border. Earlier, Russian officials proposed talks in Minsk, Belarus. Ukraine rejected talks in Minsk. Ukraine agreed to hold talks in Ukraine, Belarus border areas, and reportedly delegations of two countries, they did meet in the border area, Ukraine, Belarus border area. What happened in the talks? So far, no progress made. Some sources say the talks have been postponed till tomorrow. Tomorrow's second session of the talks will be held. At least Ukrainian and Russian delegations are sitting and they are talking. It's a very positive development, viewers. The war will go on if the two sides don't sit at the table. So at least they have started talks. Very positive development. Secondly, viewers, we have a video clip from Chernihiv. Chernihiv is on Belarus-Ukraine border. Russian forces entered Chernihiv from Belarus. And when they were in Chernihiv, some locals blocked Russian tanks. And locals were unarmed. What did Russians do? Did they fire at locals? They did not. I have been saying that Russians are trying to avoid civilian casualties. Some viewers don't like this opinion. They say that Russians, they don't care about civilian lives. But what we are seeing militarily, Russia is not deploying all its troops. It's not using all its force. It's using its force in a calculated manner. It's deploying its troops in small units. It's not doing carpet bombing. It's not conducting indiscriminate airstrikes. So I am of the view that Russia is trying to avoid civilian casualties. Their tanks were stopped by locals in Chernihiv, but you can see how Russians reacted. Watch this video clip from Chernihiv.
Скоріше, що будуть возвращатися назад.
Thirdly, viewers, EU is working on another set of sanctions against Russia and Belarus as well. Russian ally Belarus is being put under sanctions too. Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko will be sanctioned. And secondly, EU imports from Belarus will come under sanctions too, which include uh, petroleum products mostly. Secondly, Russian news channels, state-backed news channels, government news channels, RUTV and Sputnik news are being banned in entire EU. I personally do not agree with this decision of EU. If these channels are involved in spreading propaganda, the propaganda should be countered by EU's news channels. Entire world is covering this war. CNN, BBC, Al Jazeera, entire international media is focused on this war. You should not ban RTV and Sputnik News. Challenge their narrative. Let people listen to what Russians are saying. Let people watch what you are showing them. Then let them decide. Don't just ban Russian perspective about this war. Let Russian narrative reach the people. Leave it to the people to decide who is lying, who is speaking the truth. Thirdly, EU is now considering banning all Russian flights to all EU countries. We know that some EU countries they have closed their airspace for Russian flights, like UK, not member of EU. UK was a member of EU, not now. UK has closed its airspace and some other countries too. Now, EU is working that this flight ban should apply to all EU members. And this flight ban will cover all airplanes registered in Russia, private or public. And planes of Russian oligarchs will also be put under this flight ban. Thirdly, viewers, Russia has put its nuclear forces on high alert. Officially, it has been announced. Russia says that it is putting its nuclear forces on high alert because of NATO's actions. What is NATO doing? NATO is sending more troops to some countries close to Ukraine. NATO has openly announced that it is sending troops and weapons, including air defense systems, to neighboring countries of Ukraine. NATO has not so far intervened to support Ukrainian forces, but NATO countries, they're arming Ukraine. So that is why Russia is now sending a message. Russia wants to draw a red line that if NATO crosses this red line, there could be a nuclear attack. It's a huge threat from Russia. No one could have thought a few weeks ago that Russia would be threatening the EU with nuclear strikes, but that is what's happening now. Better sense must prevail. If this war goes on, we could see some desperate actions. Lastly, viewers, Mariupol city, coastal city of Ukraine, could come under an amphibious attack from Russia in coming hours. Some intelligence sources say that thousands of Russian troops have been seen moving in the Black Sea towards Mariupol. The attack on Mariupol could come from the Black Sea and from Berdyansk. Berdyansk is to the west of Mariupol. Russian forces were seen in Berdyansk today. From Berdyansk, there could be a ground invasion, and from Black Sea there could be an amphibious assault on Mariupol in coming hours. We'll update you about this place in the morning tomorrow. Thank you for watching.